Hello, my beauties. Well, I'm home and I did it. And picked up a bit of a cold, but that's not a huge issue. Excuse the coughing, though. So what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about mental health. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I just think it's so important that we normalize people being able to talk about it. So we all have physical health and everybody acknowledges that, and we get sick and we recover, hopefully. And, you know, you go to the doctor, you take your medication or whatever, you heal yourself naturally. But generally people don't have a problem talking about that. So in the same way, we all have mental health, and our mental health can be impacted by everything going on in our lives, going on around us, stuff from the past, you know, whatever. But we all have that capacity to survive sometimes or to go under. And what I want to talk to you today about is going under and coming out again. Right, number 1, eat well. Try your best to eat things that are going to boost your health. Doesn't have to be complicated. You got here porridge, blueberries, yogurt and a smoothie. Okay, various different ideas here for you, but really it's down to your choice. But we all know what's healthy and what isn't, and I don't think a little bit of what you fancy does you harm, but the bulk of your diet needs to feed your body and your mind. And I tend to follow essentially a plant-based diet with a few extras thrown in. Various ideas here for you. Vegetable casseroles. The other thing that I do, particularly in summer, is I try and grow a lot of my own fruit and vegetables. I'm very lucky to live in the country, so I have a greenhouse and a veg patch, and I'm able to grow fruits and some veg. I have a cherry tree, a prolific palm tree, a pear tree and an apple tree, so I feel very lucky there. And what you can see now is just some of the produce that came out of my garden this summer. I do eat eggs, and the reason I eat eggs is because I rescue hens and I have them out in the front in the little orchard area. They run free and they have a pretty happy life, actually. But I don't buy eggs, but I will eat them, the ones that come from the girls that I rescue. And I'm sure that sooner or later I'll take you out to meet my girls, and I do have a couple of boys as well. So we will do that. But there's so many lovely things you can do with just very, very simple ingredients. It doesn't have to be complicated. Number 2 is get out and get some exercise. So it doesn't have to be complicated. Here I am with Nell. Could be doing some colouring, mindful colouring.
Where's the ball?
Jigsaws, reading.
Bring the ball.
Anything that involves you stopping and just doing something completely different. Something that you ordinarily do. You could dance, lie back and look at the clouds, look at nature. It's all pretty good.
Come on then, where's the ball?
Yeah. I'm not talking lots of expensive equipment. Wellies, hat, vital at the moment because it's so cold. Scarf, coat, gloves, you know, the routine. But most of us have these things. We don't usually have to go out and buy them. So, yeah, that's me nicely togged up for my walk with Nell. Number 3, right, it's about playing. Now, it could be playing with your pet. It could be colouring in. I remember my oldest son saying to me when he was quite young that he thought the worst thing about growing up was that you didn't get to colour in anymore. Reading, listening to music, dancing, and dance in the rain. Make snow angels, but just take time out to be a little bit frivolous. Very, very privileged to have granddaughters that I can now play with because it's total absorption and it takes you out of whatever's going on. So, number 4 is to be present, be fully aware, start to notice your surroundings, really looking in detail. What can you see? What can you hear? What can you smell? What can you feel? The day I took this walk, I could feel the wind on my face. I think it was the only part of my body that wasn't wrapped up. But, you know, I stopped to look at the flowers and bark on trees. A pine cone that I saw lying on the ground. Snowdrops just poking their head through. The brightness of a holly leaf. Variegated ivy clinging to old oak trees. Doesn't really matter what you look at because it's about looking. And when you're looking in this great depth, you're not thinking about all the things that aren't right with life. You're being a human being and not a human doing. Okay, so number 5 is about checking in. Checking in with yourself about what's going on rather than allowing feelings to just become overwhelming. Trying to be with a feeling, to name it if you possibly can, and then just to allow yourself the experience of being with that feeling without judgment, without comment. There's not really any such thing as good or bad feelings. You know, we just have feelings. They just are. So try to allow yourself to have those feelings and to name them and just let them pass. Let them go when they're ready. Just release them back into the universe. So number 6, I want you to practice self-compassion. Tend to give other people much more leeway than we do ourselves. We are often our own harshest critics. So just lighten up. Give yourself an easier time. You are probably doing the best you can at this moment in time. So just a quick recap for you of the things we've talked about today. Eat well, get some exercise, play in some way. Doesn't have to be what anyone else would advise, it's just what makes you happy. Be present, show up, be self-aware, and practice self-compassion. And that's it, my lovelies. If you like what you see on my channel, please do subscribe, press like, and leave a comment below if there's things you want me to cover or there's things you want to discuss with me. Okay, bye for now.